Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. It is Karen here with you today. Today I'm going to share with you a project that I have made in my smaller dilutions journal, and I'm starting off by adding in some gesso. It's just some Art Spectrum gesso onto my pages to make them nice and white. Now I'm actually going to be using some of the brand new release from Art by Marlene, so I'm pretty excited. But I pulled out my watercolors here, also from Art by Marlene, and noticed that I hadn't done my swatches, and I love doing swatches, so I'm going to start off by swatching my colors onto this beautiful watercolor paper that's included into the palette, and just so I can see how the colors all are, and they're really pretty. So I've got the neons and I've also got the metallics. I'm just going to do the metallics here. Oh, I love that pink, it's so pretty. And that green, yum. That purple's a little bit more pink than what it is purple, so I'm pretty happy with that one too. Oh, yum, can't wait to use those. Okay, so I'm going to start off by adding some of the colours onto my gesso. And you know, the colours are going to kind of move around, but they're not going to move around like they would if it was on watercolour paper or if I had used some watercolor ground. But anyway, it's still going to look cool, and I've got a lovely big puddle happening right there in the middle, but I'll soak that up in a little bit. So I'm just getting some of these colors down, and the thing that I noticed is it's probably not a good idea to mix the purple and the green in together. You kind of get an icky muddy brown look, but anyway, that's okay. I really like mixing the blue and the green in together because they make a really nice marine, and you know, the pink and the blue obviously make purple, and oh, yum. There's so many different color variations within the small palette of 6 colors. So yeah, oh, there's the brown, you can see it. I'm going to mop that up in a bit. I'm just moving some of these other colours around. There we go, get rid of that brown. Okay, so now I've got my heat gun. Oop, there's the brown. Get rid of that. Now I've got my heat gun out so I can help move some of the colours around as it dries. So I like to blow my puddles of water here, there and everywhere, and it creates nice little detailed rings as it dries within the background. So I think that's really cool, so I like to do that. So once I've got that dry, I'm going to add in another layer of a watercolor just so that I can brighten it up a little bit more, because it's neon and neon deserves to be nice and bright. So that's what I'm doing there. So I'm just adding in another layer over the top. So using some of that pretty peach, the pink and purple and yellow, mixing the yellow in with the blue, and you get a nice green, and the blue and the green make a really nice marine color like I said before, and yeah, really pretty. So I'm going to get that dry again, just the same thing that I'm doing with my heat gun there, just trying to move the colors around a little bit so I can get some nice variations happening in my background. And once I've got it dry, I'm actually going to spray it with a Mikador picture varnish in satin, and that just helps seals all the watercolors into place so I can add in my next layer. And even though I'm adding another layer of watercolor, well, as you can see, it just helps stops the bit underneath moving. So what I've got here is my metallic palette, and I've got a little cotton bud, and I'm just dipping my cotton bud into the paint and creating little dots over my page, and it looks really pretty, although you can't quite see it on the camera, and depending on which colors I've used, but yeah, I really like how that turned out. So once that's dry, I'm going to sprinkle on some water. That was just ordinary water with my fan brush. Let it sit for a bit and then mop it up with my paper towel so it can create even more texture. And I really like, again, how that works out. It looks, yeah, so it gives you light and darks. Oh, that was the spray. That was the spray there. So I hadn't done the spray before. I did it then after I'd done the dots. Okay, so now the spray is on and dry, I've actually got out some white gouache, which is just an opaque watercolour, and again with my cotton bud, and I'm just dotting around the paint. But this time, because I think I used the fixative, like the little white dots kind of separated it a little bit, and yeah, it made an interesting look onto the background, so that was pretty cool. The next thing that I'm going to do here is I've got some sminky gold powdered gouache, and it's just in deep gold, I think it's the colour, and I've just sprinkled that on over the top. So once that's all dry, I've pulled out my bits out of the die cut book that I wanted to use. So I've got the balloon, and I've got a couple of colour wheels, and I've got this cute little sunflower girl that I wanted to use, and the quote says, "After rain comes sunshine." So yeah, that's pretty cool. So I've got this Art by Marlene stencil here, which again is another one of her new ones, and I've just got some acrylic paint, and I'm just sponging the paint through my stencil to create those little leaves, little branch bushes there in the background. And now I'm going to make some clouds, and I've just got some white acrylic paint for that, so you can see me doing that. And now I'm going to mix that blue and the white in together to create a bit of a painty border around my art journal, because, you know, I had all this paint left over and I didn't want to waste it, so I thought that I would create a pretty border. So now I've got my Stabilo oil pencil, and I'm just going to create some shadows around one side of the die cuts. So yeah, and I'm just wetting it with just some water with a paintbrush so I can spread some of that colour around. And I'm going to come back in with my pencil just to darken it back up again, because it kind of went a little bit grey. I didn't really want it to be grey, I wanted it to be black. So I'm going to come back in with my pencil and do that again and darken it up. And I really like how that makes the die cuts actually stand out as well from the background. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like it. So the last thing that I'm doing is just adding a bit of pen around that blue border that I painted before, and that's it. So here's my page using the new Art by Marlene's World die cuts and stencils, along with her paints. And yeah, I hope I have inspired you to get a little bit painty, and till next time, I will see you later. Bye.